Right, so it's Christmas time in the wall garden. What we always do at the beginning of December every year, and no earlier, is to decorate the cafe and the garden and the shop, just to make it feel a little bit festive. So what we're doing today is putting together some homemade Christmas wreaths, which is very simple. They look beautiful, they last for ages. So we thought we'd make this little video just to show you how we like to do it. I think it's a 12-inch moss base that you can just get from craft stores, from Hobbycraft, somewhere like that. And we have a selection of different materials that we've cut from the garden. So we have, this is just a conifer. You can use pine trees, you can use thuya, you can use juniper. That works really well to start off as a base. And then once we've done that, we add holly. It's been a really good year this year for berries, so the birds haven't got them yet, thank goodness, so we've managed to get in there. And then we've got just things like cinnamon sticks, look really nice, or we've got our own dried chilies that work really well and add a bit of colour, or just simple pine cones are very nice. You can make them look a bit smarter if you spray paint them. Yeah, so the imagination is your limit, really. Okay, right, so it's very simple. You only need very simple tools. I'm just using florist wire. We bought this, it's called real wire, and secateurs. That's really all you need. It can be helpful to have a pair of scissors as well, and some sort of string. So basically what you do is you start off with your empty base, and you want to start putting a background of foliage on it. So I'm going to use this conifer. Let's see, here we are. I'll just cut it quite short, and then you place it on like so, and then all you're doing is winding the wire round it. It can be a bit fiddly, but it's fairly easy. So wind the wire round, don't cut it yet, keep it on the reel, and then get another piece and then lay it over the top to try and cover the wire from the previous piece. So keep on winding it round. And the trick to this is make sure that your foliage is all pointing in the right direction, and it will look a lot smarter when you finish. So you can see I'm laying it out so the curve is on the curve of the wreath, and they're all pointing in the right direction and they're all the right way up. So what I'll do is I'll work my way all the way around until I've completed the circle, and then I'll choose something else and layer it up from there. Right, so that, yeah. Right, so now that I've got all the way around with my base foliage, I can start adding more ornamental things. So I'm going to put this lovely holly on to add some colour, and again it's very simple. You're just poking it in and then tying it on with some wire just to make sure it doesn't fall off. So there we are. I'll go a couple of times around just to make sure. And then what you'll notice, if you have a decent pair of secateurs, there's a little notch just at the base of the blade, and that's actually designed for cutting wire, so you can cut wire with it without damaging your nice sharp blade. There we go. And then I'll go all the way around doing one thing at a time. It's always best just to use one type of material at a time to keep it balanced. I'll go all the way around with this holly. Here we are, maybe fit 4 pieces in. Poke it in. And then there's another one. And then I'll wire it in. And then once I've done that, I might start adding in cones, just a few cones, fit them all the way round, and then maybe a few chilies, and then that'll be at that. I think the important thing about these is that don't feel like you need to put too much material on. Sometimes if you keep it simple, it looks a lot more effective. There we are. So here's the finished product. It's only taken maybe 10 minutes to make it, so it's really worth giving it a try. If you want to be really clever, you can actually make your own wreath bases out of willow or out of hazel. It works really well. We also use these pre-made bases, which are more rustic, and you can just poke things in, which makes them slightly easier to use. But the advantage of the moss base is that you can soak them in water, and your plants, your foliage will last a lot longer. So the choice is yours.